For 8 years, I tried to give him more children. 3 miscarriages, endless tears. He'd hold me through all of it. After the 3rd miscarriage, he said we should stop trying, that our son was all we needed. 1 child is enough for us, my husband said, kissing my forehead. Jasper is perfect. We're complete. Our little family of 3 is better than a house full of chaos. And I believed him. Then I found the photos on his phone. 2 little girls, 5 and 7 years old. Both with his dark hair, his smile, his eyes. My husband didn't think 1 child was enough. He just didn't want more with me. My name is Marlo Brennan. I'm 38 years old, and I've been married to Callum Brennan for 12 years. Our son Jasper is 10 years old. He has Callum's dark hair and my green eyes. He's everything to me. I got pregnant with Jasper in our 2nd year of marriage. It was easy then. 1 try and there he was. After Jasper, we tried for more. 3 miscarriages between ages 2 and 4 after Jasper. Each one broke me a little more. Maybe Jasper's enough, Callum said after the first loss. Maybe we're lucky to have him. Some people have none. Doctor after doctor, every test came back normal. Unexplained secondary infertility, they called it. A medical shrug. After the 3rd miscarriage, Callum said we should stop trying, that our son was all we needed. 1 child is enough for us, my husband said, kissing my forehead. Jasper is perfect. We're complete. Our little family of 3 is better than a house full of chaos. I wanted to argue, wanted to say I felt incomplete, but he seemed so certain, so content. So I stopped trying. Told myself 1 beautiful boy was a blessing. I never knew Callum had already filled that emptiness, just not with me. It started 6 weeks ago with something small. Callum came home late with a story about his difficult client, Hendrik Stoddard. Stoddard kept me in that meeting for 3 hours, he said, loosening his tie. The man talks in circles. I thought I'd never get out. I nodded, only half listening. Jasper needed help with homework. 2 weeks later, I ran into Stoddard's wife, Georgette, at Central Market. We'd met at a company holiday party years ago. She recognized me first. Marlo, how lovely to see you. Georgette, hi, how are you? Wonderful. We just got back from Maui. Hendrik finally retired last year, and we're just traveling everywhere now. It's been glorious. My smile froze. Retired? When? Last March. 15 months ago. Best decision he ever made, though I'm sure Callum misses working with him. They were quite the team. Yes. He does mention Hendrik often. Well, tell him Hendrik says hello. We miss the old crew. She walked away, cart full of wine and cheese for what I imagined was their beautiful retired life. I stood there, frozen in the produce section, holding a bag of apples. Hendrik Stoddard retired 15 months ago. Callum had mentioned a meeting with him 2 weeks ago, and last month, and the month before that. Every difficult client story for over a year had been a lie. I didn't say anything that night. Just watched Callum at dinner, laughing with Jasper about something that happened at school, asking about his science project. He looked so normal, so present, so much like the man I'd married 13 years ago. After Jasper went to bed, Callum pulled me onto the couch, kissed my neck. "I love you," he murmured. "I love you too." The words felt like betraying myself. I started paying attention after that. Wednesday nights, gym. Every Wednesday, 8 to 11:30 p.m., and would be sleeping at the house of any of his buddies living closer for security reasons. For 6 years, he'd said gym, but his body never changed. No muscle gain, no weight loss. His gym clothes always looked barely worn. Saturday mornings, golf with the guys. Colton, Brenner, and Wade, he'd say. 4 to 6 hours every Saturday. But when I casually asked Wade's wife, Simone, at Jasper's soccer game how Wade's golf game was improving, she looked confused. Golf? Wade doesn't golf. He has a bad shoulder. Can't swing a club. Oh, I must be thinking of someone else. But I wasn't. Sunday afternoons, errands. Vague, always vague. Just picking up some things for work. 3 hours. Every Sunday. Who runs errands for 3 hours every single Sunday? I could have confronted him then. Should have. But I was terrified. Terrified of what I'd find. Terrified of destroying Jasper's world. Terrified of being right. So I became a detective in my own marriage. Started checking credit card statements more carefully. Found charges I didn't recognize. Nothing huge, nothing obvious enough to have caught my attention before. Children's Place, $127. American Girl Store, $243. Pottery Barn Kids, $356. What's this? I asked him, showing the American Girl charge. He didn't even blink. Oh, that. Colton's daughter's birthday. I grabbed the gift since I was near the mall. That's expensive for someone else's kid. Colton's been a good friend. Worth it. Plausible, reasonable. Except, I checked. Colton's daughter turned 8 in November. The charge was from June. 2 weeks ago, Callum left his phone on the bathroom counter. He was in the shower. It buzzed. I glanced at it. A text from V. "The girls want to know if you're coming to Sienna's dance recital Sunday. Please say yes. They've been practicing their routine to show you." My heart stopped. I picked up the phone. No passcode. He'd never needed one. "We trust each other," he always said. I opened the message thread, scrolled up, and my entire world collapsed. Photos. Dozens and dozens of photos. A little girl, maybe 7, with Callum's dark hair, holding a trophy. "Sienna's first soccer win," the caption read. Another girl, younger, maybe 5, sitting on Callum's shoulders at a carnival, both covered in cotton candy. The woman, V, beautiful, late 20s, blonde hair, laughing in every photo with Callum. His arm always around her. Her hand always in his. One photo made me physically sick. All 4 of them at the beach. The woman in a sundress, Callum in swim trunks, the 2 girls building a sandcastle. The caption, "Family Day at Padre Island. Best day ever. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag family time. Dated 3 months ago. 3 months ago, Callum told me he had a work conference in Houston. 4-day trip. This wasn't Houston. This wasn't work. This was a family vacation. With a family I didn't know existed. The shower turned off. My hands shook so violently, I almost dropped the phone. I took screenshots, sent them to my email, deleted the sent messages from his thread, put the phone back exactly where he'd left it. Callum came out, towel around his waist, humming, "What's for dinner?" I stared at him. This man who'd held me through 3 miscarriages, who told me Jasper was enough, who apparently had 2 more children. Daughters. The daughters I'd always wanted. "Spaghetti," I said, my voice sounding strange and far away. "Perfect." He kissed my forehead. "You're the best." I didn't sleep that night. Just lay there next to him, listening to him breathe, wondering how long. How long had this been going on? How many times had he kissed those little girls goodnight, then come home and kissed me? How many times had he chosen them over us? At 4 a.m., I went to my office, shut the door, opened my laptop, searched the woman's phone number from the message thread, found her Facebook immediately, public profile. Vivian Lowell. No, wait. Vivian Brennan. She'd taken his name. Her profile read, "Blessed Mama to Sienna, 7, and Arden, 5. Married to my best friend, Callum Brennan. Living our dream life in Cedar Park." I clicked through her photos, hands trembling, tears streaming down my face. Years. Callum at Sienna's birth, hospital bracelet, holding a tiny baby. The caption, "Welcome to the world, Sienna Rose Brennan. Daddy's already in love. 7 pounds, 3 ounces of pure perfection." Dated 7 years ago. 7 years. Jasper was 3 years old. I'd been struggling with our second miscarriage. Callum had been welcoming his second child. More photos. Arden's birth 2 years later. Christmas Morwings, Disney World, best family trip ever. Birthdays, dance recitals, soccer games. An entire life. An entire family. While I'd been home, cooking dinner, helping Jasper with homework, wondering why I felt so lonely in my own marriage. I found their address in one of Vivian's check-in posts, a restaurant near their house with the caption, "Date night near home. Blessed to live so close to amazing food." The geotag showed Cedar Park. I cross-referenced with property records. 1847 Juniper Lane. Purchased 6 years ago. Owner? Callum Brennan. He owned the house. Not a rental, not temporary. A home. Their home. The next morning, after Callum left for work and Jasper left for school, I drove to Cedar Park. Found Juniper Lane easily. 1847 was a beautiful house, bigger than ours. 2 stories, gray siding, white trim, a swing set in the backyard, pink bicycles on the porch. The mailbox said the Brennan family with little painted flowers. I sat in my car 2 houses down, engine off, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. This was real. Not an affair, not a mistake. a whole separate family. At 8:45 a.m., the front door opened. Vivian came out with both girls. Sienna wore a backpack. Arden held a stuffed unicorn. They looked happy, so happy. Vivian was laughing, fixing Arden's ponytail, while Sienna spun around showing off her shoes. They looked like us, like Jasper and me on school mornings. Except they were the family Callum had chosen to build, while telling me one child was enough. I followed them to an elementary school, watched Vivian walk Sienna inside, holding Arden's hand. Then to a preschool, watched Vivian drop off Arden with a kiss and a wave. Then Vivian went to a Starbucks. I don't know what possessed me, but I followed her inside, ordered a coffee, sat 3 tables away. She was on her phone, texting someone, smiling. I wanted to walk over, wanted to scream, "Do you know about me? About Jasper? About the wife he already has?" But I just sat there, frozen, watching this woman who had everything I'd wanted. 2 daughters, a big house, a husband who apparently showed up for dance recitals and soccer games and family beach trips. My phone buzzed. Text from Callum. "Don't forget, Jasper's parent-teacher conference tonight at 6. I'll meet you there. Love you." I looked at Vivian, still smiling at her phone. Typed back, "See you then. Love you too." The lie burned my throat. That night at the parent-teacher conference, Callum was perfect, asked all the right questions about Jasper's progress, took notes, smiled at me across a table like we were the perfect team. "Jasper is such a joy," Mrs. Kowalski said. "You two are doing an amazing job." "We do our best," Callum said, squeezing my hand. "Jasper's our whole world. One incredible kid is better than a house full of chaos, right?" He laughed. "We're complete, perfectly content with our little family of 3. Mrs. Kowalski smiled. "That's a beautiful perspective." I wanted to vomit. After, in the parking lot, Callum hugged me. "We make a good team," he said. "Yeah," I whispered. "We do." The next day, I hired a private investigator. His name was Thaddeus Crane, retired FBI, specialized in complex cases. I showed him everything I'd found. I need to know how long. I need to know everything. Most clients say they want everything, but everything usually destroys them. You sure? I'm already destroyed. I just need to know the dimensions of the crater. He got it. "Give me a week." Thaddeus called me 6 days later. "Mrs. Brennan, we need to meet in person." We met at a park, neutral ground. He handed me a folder, 3 inches thick. "Your husband has been married to Vivian Lowell for 7 years. Legally married. Marriage certificate filed in Williamson County, 2017. That's impossible. He's married to me." "Yes, ma'am," which makes him guilty of bigamy, a 3rd-degree felony in Texas. I couldn't breathe. "Sienna is 7, Arden is 5. Both are biologically his. Birth certificates list Callum Brennan as father. He's present at all major events, school functions, doctor appointments, holidays. Neighbors describe him as a devoted father and husband. How does he have time for 2 families? He's structured his life carefully. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays with you and Jasper. Wednesday nights, Saturdays, Sundays with Vivian and the girls. Fridays he alternates. Business trips are usually extended stays with whichever family he's been away from. And nobody noticed? Vivian thinks he travels for work and spends most of the nights on weekends with his old mother. You think he works late. He's been playing both sides perfectly for 7 years. 7 years of lies. "There's something else," Thaddeus said, his voice gentle. Vivian's parents died 4 years ago in a car accident. Left her $2.8 million. Life insurance, property sales, investments. My stomach dropped. Your husband has been managing her inheritance. She gave him financial power of attorney 2 years ago. How much has he taken? Thaddeus pulled out bank statements, showed me highlighted sections. Over the past 2 years, approximately $740,000 has been transferred from her investment accounts to accounts controlled solely by your husband. The withdrawals are masked as investment opportunities and business ventures. None of them are real. The money disappears into offshore accounts. He's stealing some her? Yes, ma'am. And using it to fund his double life. The house on Juniper Lane? Purchased with her money. The family trips, the gifts, the private preschool for Arden, all funded by Vivian's inheritance. I stared at the numbers, the accounts, the documented theft. He told me Jasper was enough, that we didn't need more children, because he already had more. He just didn't want to share her money with us. It appears that way. Does Vivian know about me? No. I've confirmed through her sister and her best friend. As far as Vivian knows, Callum is her husband. Period. She has no idea you exist. 2 women, both lied to, both used. One for stability and legitimacy. One for money and children. What do you want to do, Mrs. Brennan? I looked at the folder, at the evidence of 7 years of betrayal. I want to burn his life to the ground. I didn't confront Callum immediately. For 3 weeks, I played the perfect wife. Made his favorite meals, laughed at his jokes, made love to him when he wanted, all while planning his destruction. First, I contacted an attorney, showed her everything Thaddeus had found. This is substantial, she said, flipping through pages. Bigamy, financial fraud, identity theft. Mrs. Brennan, your husband is going to prison. Good. But first, I want him to lose everything else. What do you mean? I mean, I want both marriages destroyed, his career ruined, his reputation obliterated. I want him to feel what he did to us. She leaned back, studied me. That's going to require coordination. And it's going to be public, very public. Even better. Second, I contacted Vivian. Not directly. Too risky. I created a fake email account. Sent her a message. Mrs. Brennan, you don't know me, but I have information about your husband that you need to see. Check your mailbox tomorrow. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. You deserve the truth. Sent from first@mail.com. The next day, I mailed her a package. Overnight Express. Inside, copies of everything Thaddeus had found. Photos of Callum and me on our wedding day. Our marriage certificate dated 2012. Bank statements showing the stolen money. Photos of Callum with Jasper at various ages. My wedding ring. A family photo from last Christmas. Callum, Jasper, and me in matching pajamas. And a letter. Vivian, my name is Marlo Brennan. I'm 38 years old. I've been married to Callum Brennan for 12 years. We have a 10-year-old son named Jasper. I know this is a shock. I'm in shock too. I discovered your existence 6 weeks ago. I've spent that time confirming everything. I wish I was wrong. I'm not. Callum married you while married to me. Your marriage is not legal. He committed bigamy, a felony in Texas. He's also been stealing from you, your inheritance, over $740,000 in the past 2 years, transferred to accounts you don't have access to. The evidence is in this package. I don't know if you'll believe me. I wouldn't have believed it either, but the evidence doesn't lie. I think we should talk, woman to woman, mother to mother. We've both been betrayed, but we don't have to be victims. My number is 512-555-7834. Call me when you're ready. I'm sorry you're learning the truth this way, but you deserve to know. Marlo. She called 4 hours after the package arrived. Is this real? Her voice was shaking, breaking. I wish it wasn't. You're saying Callum is married to you? That he's been married to you the whole time we've been together? Yes. And that he's been stealing from me? Yes. Silence. Then sobbing. We have children together, Sienna and Arden. They love him. They call him Daddy. I know. I've seen them. They're beautiful. How could he do this? How could he look at me every day, sleep in my bed, raise our daughters, and lie about everything? I don't know. But he did it to me too. For 7 years, he's been lying to both of us. More sobbing. Vivian, I know this is awful, but I think if we work together, we can make sure he faces consequences. Real consequences. What kind of consequences? The kind that make sure he never does this to anyone else, ever. Long silence. Then, where do you want to meet? We met at a coffee shop halfway between Cedar Park and Westlake Hills. Vivian looked destroyed, eyes swollen, no makeup, hair in a messy ponytail. She sat down across from me, and for a moment, we just stared at each other. Two women who'd shared the same man without knowing it. I didn't sleep at all, she finally said. I spent the whole night going through everything you sent. I called my bank. You're right. The money's gone. $740,000 into accounts I've never seen. I'm so sorry. I gave him power of attorney because I trusted him, because he said he'd take care of everything. He told me the investments were for our future, for the girls' college funds. He lied. Everything was a lie. She wiped her eyes. Do you know what the worst part is? It's not even the money. It's that our whole life was fake. Every time he told me he loved me, every time he called me his wife, every family trip, every holiday, every night he held me, all of it was a lie because he already had a family, you and Jasper. And every time he told me Jasper was enough, that we didn't want more children, that we should be grateful for what we had, he was lying too, because he already had 2 more daughters. He just didn't want us to know. Vivian put her head in her hands. I keep thinking about Sienna and Arden. How do I tell them their father isn't who they think he is, that he's a criminal, that we're not even legally married? I don't know, but we tell them the truth, because they deserve that. She looked up at me. What do we do now? We destroy him. Vivian and I spent the next week planning. We met every day while our kids were at school, became allies in grief and rage. Phase 1, I said, laying out documents on my kitchen table. We freeze all accounts. You freeze yours, I freeze mine. He suddenly has zero access to money. What if he panics? Good, let him panic. Vivian nodded. Done. Phase 2, we contact his employer. Callum works for Hartwell Financial Services. They have a strict ethics policy. We send them evidence of bigamy and fraud. Let them fire him. Won't that just make him come after us? Not if he's already arrested. Her eyes widened. Arrested? Phase 3, we file police reports. Bigamy is a felony. So is financial fraud. We've got bank statements, marriage certificates, everything. The DA will have to prosecute. He'll go to prison. Yes. Good. We executed phase 1 on a Thursday morning. Both of us simultaneously froze all joint accounts. Callum called me at 11:47 a.m., panicked. Marlo, something's wrong with our bank. I can't access anything. Really? That's strange. It needs to be fixed now. I have bills to pay. I'm sure it's just a technical issue. I'll call them tomorrow. It needs to be today. Callum, I'm in the middle of designing the client's kitchen renovation. I don't have time today. It'll be fine until tomorrow. I hung up and updated Vivian. Vivian texted me. He just called me with the same panic. I told him the same thing. He's losing it. I smiled. Phase 2 happened on Friday. Vivian and I both sent identical emails to Hartwell Financial Services HR department and CEO. Attached, copies of both marriage certificates, police reports we'd filed that morning, bank statements showing fraud, photos of Callum with both families. Subject line, employee fraud and criminal activity, Callum Brennan. The CEO called me directly at 3 p.m. Mrs. Brennan, I've reviewed the materials you sent. Is this legitimate? Every document is certified. Every photo is time-stamped. It's all real. This is... I don't even have words. Callum has worked here for 9 years. And he's been committing felonies for 7 of them. Silence. He's fired, effective immediately. We'll be cooperating fully with law enforcement. Thank you. Phase 3 was the most satisfying. Saturday morning, Vivian and I both went to the police station together, filed formal complaints, polygamy, financial fraud, identity theft, showed them everything Thaddeus had compiled. The detective, a woman named Sergeant Rourke, looked at us with something like awe. You two worked together on this? We're both his victims, I said. We decided to be allies instead of enemies. That's rare. Most women in your position blame each other. He's the one who lied to both of us, Vivian said. He's the one who deserves blame. Sergeant Rourke nodded. You've done our job for us. This is airtight. We'll issue a warrant for his arrest today. But we didn't stop there. Phase 4, we went public. Saturday afternoon, Vivian and I both posted on social media. Identical posts, same time, same content. Photos of Callum with both families side by side, marriage certificates, screenshots of bank fraud, everything. My post read, For 12 years, I thought I was Callum Brennan's only wife. For 7 of those years, I was wrong. This is Vivian and her daughters, Callum's second family, the family he hid while stealing from Vivian's inheritance to fund his double life. Polygamy is a felony. So is fraud. The police have been notified. This is what betrayal looks like. tagged Callum, his employer, his family, his friends, everyone we could think of. Vivian's post was nearly identical. Within an hour, both posts had hundreds of shares. Within 3 hours, they'd gone viral in our community. My phone exploded. Vivian's too. Messages of support, shock, outrage. But Callum's phone? Radio silence. Because everyone was blocking him. He came home Saturday night. I changed the locks that morning. He pounded on the door. "Marlo, open this door right now." I opened it, stood in the doorway. "What the hell have you done?" he screamed. "You've destroyed my life." "No, you destroyed your own life, and mine, and Vivian's, and our children's. You had no right to what? Tell the truth? Show people who you really are? I can explain 7 years of bigamy, explain stealing $750,000 from Vivian, explain having 2 more children while telling me 1 was enough." His face went white. You never meant to get caught. That's what you never meant. "Marlo, please. I love you. I made mistakes, but..." "Mistakes? You didn't make mistakes, Callum. You made choices. Every single day for 7 years, you chose to lie. You chose to steal. You chose to betray everyone who trusted you." "Where's Jasper?" "Safe, away from you." "You can't keep my son from me." "Your son? You mean the one you had before you started your second family? The one you told didn't need siblings? That son?" He grabbed the doorframe. "I want to see him." "You'll see him with a lawyer present, after you're out on bail. If you make bail." "Bail?" "The police are looking for you. They have arrest warrants. Bigamy, fraud. You're going to prison, Callum." The color drained from his face completely. "You're insane, both of you. You and that bitch, don't." My voice was ice. "Don't you dare call her that. Vivian is a victim, just like me, just like our kids. You did this. You destroyed 3 children's lives because you're selfish and greedy and thought you could have everything without consequences. I gave you a good life. You gave me a lie. And then you went and gave someone else the life I actually wanted. 2 daughters, Callum, the daughters I dreamed about while you were telling me to be grateful for 1 child." He slumped against the doorframe. "What do you want from me?" "Nothing. I don't want anything from you anymore. But the law wants you, and they're coming." I closed the door. He stayed there for 10 minutes, crying, begging. Then he left. The police arrested him Sunday morning at his mother's house. Bail was set at $100,000. His mother couldn't make it. His accounts were frozen. He sat in jail for 3 days before a bail bondsman took the risk. The fallout was immediate and brutal. His employer made a public statement condemning his actions. His friends abandoned him, every single one. His family was split. His mother insisted it was a misunderstanding. His brother and sister cut him off completely. "What you did is unforgivable," his sister, Gemma, texted him. Screenshots ended up in our support group chat. "You have 2 granddaughters. Moms never met. 2. While you played happy family with Marlo and Jasper. You're disgusting." The news picked up the story. Local financial advisor arrested for bigamy and fraud. It ran on every Austin station. People we hadn't spoken to in years reached out. Some with support, some with morbid curiosity. I didn't respond to any of them. The divorce proceedings were swift. Callum couldn't afford a lawyer, court-appointed public defender. I had one of the best divorce attorneys in Austin, funded by what was left of our savings before he'd frozen access. Vivian's marriage was annulled. Legally, it had never existed. She got full custody of Sienna and Arden. Child support ordered $2,200 per month. I got full custody of Jasper. Child support $1,800 per month. The house, our house, went to me. All assets we'd accumulated went to me. Vivian got a judgment for the $740,000 he'd stolen, plus damages, total $1.2 million. Callum got nothing, and a criminal record. The trial was scheduled for 6 months out. 3 months after the arrest, Vivian and I were having coffee. We'd become close. Strange, maybe, but we'd survived the same nightmare. More than that, we'd dismantled it together. Sienna asked about her dad yesterday, Vivian said, stirring her latte. Asked when she'd see him. What did you tell her? The truth, that Daddy made very bad choices that hurt a lot of people, that he has to face consequences, that sometimes people we love disappoint us, but we survive anyway. How'd she take it? Cried, then asked if she could call you. She wanted to talk to Jasper. They said they're brother and sisters, and that should matter. My throat tightened. What did you say? She asked. I said yes, because she's right. The kids didn't do anything wrong. They shouldn't be punished for their father's crimes. I agree. So maybe this weekend, all 5 of us, park maybe, let the kids meet properly? I thought about Jasper. 2 weeks ago, I'd sat him down and told him the truth. Gently, carefully. You have 2 half-sisters, Sienna and Arden. Your dad had another family we didn't know about. He'd stared at me, stunned, then asked, "Are they nice?" I think so. I've seen them from a distance. They seem sweet. Do they know about me? Not yet, but they will soon. He'd been quiet for a long time. Then, so, I'm not an only child anymore. No, honey, you're a big brother. A slow smile had spread across his face. That's actually kinda cool. Now, talking to Vivian, I said, he'd like that. Can we get ice cream after? Vivian smiled. Obviously. 6 months later, the trial lasted 2 weeks. Callum pleaded guilty to reduced charges. His lawyer negotiated, plead guilty, show remorse, hope for leniency. He got 7 years, eligible for parole in 4. Vivian and I were both there for sentencing. The judge looked at Callum with disgust. Mr. Brennan, you perpetrated one of the most calculated frauds I've seen in my career. You didn't just betray 2 women, you betrayed 3 children. You stole from one innocent victim to fund your fake family and your fake life. You committed felonies for 7 years without remorse. You were hereby sentenced to 7 years in state prison with restitutions to be paid upon release. Callum looked at us as they took him away. I felt nothing. Vivian reached over and squeezed my hand. 1 year later, I sold the house. Too many memories, too many ghosts. Bought a smaller place in South Austin, near a good school for Jasper, near a park where kids play. Started my own architecture firm. Small, Just me and one junior designer, but it's mine. Jasper adjusted better than I expected. Therapy helped. Having sisters helped more. Sienna, Arden, and Jasper are close now. See each other twice a week, video call almost daily. Vivienne moved closer, bought a house 10 minutes from mine. Co-parenting siblings, she chokes. Didn't see that coming. Neither did I. But here we are. Two women who shared a husband, now sharing the work of raising 3 kids between the wreckage of lies. Callum writes letters from prison. To me, to Vivienne, to Jasper, to the girls. None of us respond. His mother sends packages for the kids. Vivienne and I agreed to let them decide if they want contact with her. Jasper said no. Sienna said yes. Arden doesn't understand yet. We're figuring it out. Last week, someone asked me if I'd ever trust anyone again. I don't know. Maybe. For now, I have Jasper. I have my business. I have Vivienne's friendship, the strangest gift to come from the worst betrayal. And I have something Callum never gave me. Peace that comes from living in truth. People ask me how I survived it. How I found out my entire marriage was a lie and didn't fall apart. The truth is, I did fall apart. For weeks after finding that photo, I cried every night, screamed into pillows, broke dishes, sat in my car and hyperventilated. I fell apart completely. But then I made a choice. I could stay broken, or I could use the pieces to build something new. I chose to build. With Vivienne, with Jasper, with the strange family we created from betrayal. Callum took 7 years of my life, stole my trust, broke my heart, but he didn't break me. I'm still here, stronger, wiser, more careful, but still capable of love, still capable of hope, still capable of building a beautiful life from ugly ruins. Last week, Vivienne and I took all 3 kids to the beach. Jasper, Sienna, and Arden. We built sandcastles, played in the waves, ate ice cream. At sunset, I looked around at this chaotic, beautiful, unconventional family. And I thought, this is what healing looks like. Not perfection, not forgetting, but choosing love anyway. Choosing trust anyway. Choosing to believe that not everyone is Callum. That betrayal doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can be the beginning of a better one. If you made it to the end of this story, thank you for listening. Betrayal doesn't discriminate. It happens to strong people, smart people, careful people. It happened to Marlo. It could happen to anyone. But here's what I want you to remember. You can survive the unsurvivable. You can rebuild from ruins. And sometimes the family you choose is stronger than the family that broke you. What would you have done in Marlo's position? Would you have confronted Callum immediately or planned your response like she did? Would you have reached out to Vivienne or handled it alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, please subscribe to Nestor Tales. We tell real stories of betrayal, survival, and the strength it takes to rebuild. Every story matters. Every survivor deserves to be heard. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and remember, the truth always comes out. Always. Until next time.